History in the making as far as a full team effort. 6 players for the Nuggets had 14 or more. That's the first time ever in a Game 7 in NBA history. The Nuggets advancing to the second round where they would face the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is Playoff Central Live presented by State Farm. I'm Chris Miles. That's the All-Star Steve Smith. So, Smitty, we got to talk about, quote, the others because we've never seen this happen before in a Game 7, and we start with Russell Westbrook and Christian Brown because Christian Brown, 9 points in the first quarter. Russell Westbrook, a huge second quarter with 10 points. Can you break down for us how those two guys were so effective in a game that meant so much?
Well, both those guys came out, played with energy on both ends of the floor. They knocked down shots. When you watch Christian Brown, I talked to him before the pregame on how he can be effective. It's going to come down to him and Norman Powell. And Norman Powell played well, but it was Christian Brown doing all the little things. And you can see with those guys, tremendous for the Nuggets. We've talked about their depth all year, but they stepped up in this game right here. I thought Michael Porter Jr. played well. I thought Aaron Gordon was terrific, and especially this Nuggets team on the defensive end. You told me about those two guys, 7, 16. I'd have never thought James Harden would only had, 7? And only take 8 shots. Couldn't have told me that. I thought he'd leave with 18, 19, 20 shots.
Well, we did ask the question before the game, right? Are we going to see Game 5 Harden where he took a season-low 9 shots, or Game 6 Harden where he scored 28 points? The answer is we got Game 5 Harden, right? Because now his new season-low in shots attempted came in a Game 7 where they were eliminated, were down by as much as 35. We talk about James Harden's career and all of the things that follow him about coming up short in big playoff games. It does feel like this is going to go as another blemish on his record.
Well, it is. I mean, the stars get all the praise and they get all the negative publicity when you don't play well, and he did not play well. When you look at James Harden, for him, it was just he wasn't in a situation where he kept going and pressing the issue. Had 13 assists, but they needed more of his scoring at the right time in this play. And Christian Brown, gave him a lot of credit because he was checking James Harden most of those possessions.
Yeah, Aaron Gordon as well. 22 points for the Nuggets. And really, I mean, we watched the dunk where he turned in air and spun and dunked it backwards. We're like, wait, could he just thrown it down right? There was an extra oomph to his game, whether it was scoring in the paint, running through picks defensively. He was everything.
He was. I mean, he set the tone. He drew some fouls on Kawhi Leonard because of his size, and you said his aggressiveness posting up. And then his assignment was to check Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi still had 22 points, but he made him work for everything. And he set the tone, I thought, coming out. The one that said, hey, I'm going to go at Kawhi right here. Those couple plays of posting up, one where he drew a foul, was huge for the Denver Nuggets to set the tone.
You know, for Russell Westbrook, I mean, we have to understand, yes, it's the 16 points. Yes, it's the 5 steals, things you can see in the box score. But we do know sometimes, okay, the turnovers are playing out of control. There was none of that in this game. And it wasn't until the very end we saw the emotions playing against his former team. You could tell that this Game 7 meant something a little bit extra to him.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's an emotional guy who I love watching play. I mean, he's a guy that's going to come out there and give you 100% and more. He's about team everywhere he's gone, and you can see as a rightfully he gets a chance because of all the hard work to win this game and the way he came out and played.
All right, head coach David Adelman.
Activity, energy, defensively. Shot making doesn't come every night. We kind of had that too from a lot of different people. Very underrated thing. The end of Game 6, Christian made a couple threes late, and you lose that game, and you say, those weren't big shots. But for him, they were. And you saw the rhythm was better. 8 for 15, 3 for 5 from 3. Just complete team win. Aaron Gordon, 9 for 16, playing it through contact in the paint. Russ, obviously the energy he brought. Peyton Watson, DeAndre Jordan. I mean, everybody brought something. And when you do that, you know that your 2 best players eventually are going to get going after a tough start. And they did. And Jamal's shot making there to kind of keep the lead where it was at, obviously, withstood any kind of run they were going to make. So really proud of the guys. Crazy series. Fun to win it.
Could you just elaborate elaborate on that? Because as close as this was going the full game, 7 games, how rewarding, how good does it feel to come out with the 4th win?
I mean, it feels good, but I also know that we're flying to OKC tomorrow. This was not the championship, so I'm sure it kind of felt like it to fans, on both sides, because the series was so insane and the ups and downs were so crazy. It's one of those series you won't forget that you were a part of. But yeah, and I thought, we junked it up a little bit, and you can say, oh, yeah, you junked it up, and that's why it worked. Anytime you junk something up, the activity with junking it up is what works. And when we zoned, cross-matched, all those things, I thought our activity with our hands, the way we covered for each other, which we talked about before the game, was just incredible throughout the night, up until the last 6 minutes. So just an awesome win. I said this before the playoff series. The last 3 games we won in the regular season, to give ourselves a chance to be in this building for this kind of game is a huge deal. And we've won a lot of big games here, and we've had some heartache here. We've been through a lot here. There's a lot of experience in that room, so just very proud of the overall team effort.
About what Christian was able to do on the defensive end against Harden, holding him to 7 points on 8 shots.
Yeah, he did what he's been doing. I thought we did a better job of impacting him with another defender, but then getting that defender out. They did a great job, like they always do, of adjusting. And in Game 6, we were putting 2 on the ball a lot, and they were rolling behind it, and Jones and Dunn were being aggressive, which they were not doing before that. And so they were getting paint points, they were creating offense. And so we tried to be a little more conservative once he crossed half court in coverage, but then it was on Christian to get through screens and get back in front of him, to maintain our defense. And then behind that, there's a man covering for a man, and we did a great job of that. And I thought there was a carryover from the 4th quarter of Game 6 when we made that run. Much more aggressive to stunt at people, shrink behind the stunts, just help each other out down the line and kick people back to their responsibilities. That went a long way, like I said, also with just the overall just crazy activity that we had. Really fun to watch.
David, the series was obviously really close. I mean, so there was a lot, even 27 points. We weren't really sure that it was over, right?
Yeah.
But did you sense a belief with your team the whole time that they had this in them, that they would come out ahead? I mean, even after a Game 6 where LA had obviously a great game there, and you had to rebound for this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of humble confidence in there. You have to go into these games with great respect for who's across the hall here, what those guys are capable of doing. But you also can't go into the game not thinking that, we can get this done. We've done this. We've seen this. We've been through this before, and we've succeeded. So, you have to have crazy amount of confidence, but with respect to professionalism, what this is in a Game 7 against a veteran team and a veteran coaching staff. I feel blessed to get out of this thing. Like I said, this is a memorable series. We just don't really have time right now to remember it. Enjoy tonight. Have a glass of red wine or whatever you like doing, but we fly to OKC tomorrow.
Coach.